Jim, how are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
Not bad. I know you have reviewed my report and would like me to go over some key actions from my summary.
Yeah, that's right. So the report is very good quality. I just need a recap and all the key actions moving forward.
Thanks. After conducting a review, I realized that any piece of information we create, send, and receive in the course of doing business is potentially a business record. It could be in different formats such as paper-based and physical format. The purpose of any records management policy, practices, guidelines, and procedures is to ensure that records should have the characteristics of authenticity, reliability, integrity, and usability.
Yeah, that's right. So that's why we need policies and procedures around in place to safeguard our property.
Yes, that's right. So our record management policy is an established framework for the implementation and maintenance of an appropriate record management system. City Real Estate operates in an accountable environment and is committed to maintaining a record management system that meets its business needs as well as its legal requirements.
Yeah, that's right. We need close monitoring of the implementation of our record management policies.
Yeah, so for manual record control, access to documents need to be restricted to those staff members who need to use them while carrying out their professional duties. Office needs to be locked where containing computer equipment after hours. We should keep visitors to the site away from unsupervised computers. Files should be stored in cabinet alphabetically for ease of retrieval. For electronic record control, we should apply passwords to files so they cannot be opened without entering the password.
Yeah.
Set up log on names and passwords to access the computer system. Use a different log-on to restrict which files it's for different staff members to access. For example, general staff should not have access to payroll data.
Yeah, I think that's good. So what about the key documents required when listing a property for sale and how they must be sorted and recorded to meet agency requirements?
Yep, so documents required for listing a property for sale, including authority to act, property inspection reports, Section 32 vendor statement, and the contract of sale. Since they are all legal documents with confidential personal information, they should be kept in a secure folder with access to authorized personnel.
Yeah, that's right. So records with confidential personal information should be handled with care. So in terms of system control, what is the record control needed when incorporating new records into our system?
So when new records are entered into the record keeping system, they need to be classified then registered. Classification involves matching the record's main activity to the classification scheme, setting disposal requirement linking records, setting index points. So each record in the record keeping system needs a unique identifier so that it can be located easily. The unique identifier can be assigned automatically by an electronic system or assigned manually. So the number needs to be marked somewhere on the file, for example on the file cover, so the file can be identified and retrieved. For retrieval purposes, it is often easiest to file in alphabetical order. For records management staff, it is usually simpler to use a sequential numbering system, and new files are simply added to the end of the sequence rather than having to move files to make way for newly opened files in the sequence.
I see. So how about ways to remove and dispose of our manual records which no longer require?
I see. So before physically disposing of a record, it is important to get approval. This prevents records from being destroyed permanently. When disposing of a paper-based records, a secure method of disposal is required, particularly if they contain sensitive information. Many companies have a document shredder to shred documents into ribbons. This paper can then be safely recycled. When disposing of digital records, we make sure that the records are deleted permanently and cannot be retrieved. If the system being used has a recycle bin option, make sure this is emptied at the same time as well.
Well done, I see. So how about steps which are taken to minimize the use of the printed materials to meet the environmental context of the organization's standard practices?
Right, so with paper as the single biggest contributor to waste in the office, it should be a major focus on the changes implemented. Introducing a printing policy that aims to minimize paper consumption, it's our aim. What we can do is to cut paper use and close by 50% with double-sided printing, selected as a default setting on all our office printers. Communicating with staff about environmental and financial costs for copying and printing provides a further incentive to cut down on paper use. We also have invested in multiple function printers with options such as print to mail box or similar that can cut down on paper cost as well.
Great, I have no further questions now.
Great, so just let me know if you have further questions along the way. Thank you, Jean.
Thank you. Thanks, Winsome.